Feeling lost? Like you're wandering through life without a map? Overwhelmed by the constant chaos and uncertainty? Like a small boat tossed about on a stormy sea, unsure of which way to turn? Trust me, you're not alone. We all experience those moments where meaning feels just beyond our grasp, where our efforts seem to vanish into thin air and we question everything. We question our path, our purpose, even our own strength. Welcome to Stoic Spirit, the channel dedicated to exploring the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy and applying its powerful principles to the challenges of modern life. Here, we delve into the teachings of great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, uncovering practical tools for navigating the complexities of the human experience. If you're yearning for a change, a way to reclaim control amidst the storm, to find your inner strength and resilience, you've come to the right place. What if I told you that transformation, a profound shift in your perspective and your life, is possible? Not in years or months, but potentially starting today? Stoic philosophy, a philosophy forged in the fires of ancient trials and tribulations, offers a potent antidote to the anxieties and uncertainties that plague us today. It's not about suppressing emotions or becoming unfeeling. It's about cultivating inner peace, wisdom, and a life lived with purpose. The 7 Stoic principles we'll explore today are not just abstract concepts gathering dust on a library shelf. They are practical tools, actionable strategies for finding clarity, building resilience, and discovering your true purpose. These principles, honed over centuries, are as relevant and powerful today as they were thousands of years ago. They provide a framework for living a life of meaning, a life of strength, a life of joy, even amidst adversity. We'll be diving into each principle, providing real-world examples and actionable steps you can take right now to integrate these teachings into your own life. Today, we'll explore these transformative principles: action over intention, embracing change, personal responsibility, learning from mentorship, purposeful action, committing to self-improvement, and focusing on contribution. So take a deep breath, settle in, and prepare to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Are you ready to begin your journey to a transformed life? Let's begin. Principle 1: action over intention. This is where the rubber meets the road, where dreams transform into reality. We live in a world obsessed with planning, strategizing, and envisioning the future. We create elaborate vision boards, meticulously crafted journals filled with goals, and detailed spreadsheets outlining our path to success. But all too often, these plans remain just that, plans. They gather dust on shelves, lost in the digital ether, while we remain stuck in the inertia of inaction. Stoicism cuts through this paralysis by analysis. It reminds us that the most meticulously crafted plan is worthless without action. It's not about endlessly preparing, it's about taking that first step, then the second, and continuing to move forward, even if those steps are small and imperfect. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely stated, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." Don't just talk about what you're going to do. Don't just dream about it. Do it. Think about a goal you've been putting off, something you've been meaning to do, but haven't quite gotten around to. Maybe it's writing that book, starting that business, learning a new skill, or simply having a difficult conversation. What's holding you back? Is it fear of failure? The feeling that you're not quite ready? The belief that the perfect moment hasn't arrived yet? Here's the Stoic secret. There is no perfect moment. The conditions will never be ideal. There will always be something that seems to stand in your way. The only way to overcome this inertia is to act, to begin, to take that first step, however small. Imagine a sculptor staring at a block of marble. The masterpiece exists within the stone, but it will never be revealed without the sculptor's chisels striking the surface, chipping away bit by bit, shaping the raw potential into a work of art. Your life is that block of marble, and action is your chisel. Don't wait for inspiration to strike, create it through action. Don't wait for motivation, generate it through momentum. The act of doing, of moving forward, creates its own energy, its own inspiration. Each small step builds upon the last, creating a ripple effect that propels you further than you ever thought possible. So, what small action can you take today to move closer to your goal? What one thing can you do right now, in this moment, to break free from the chains of inaction and step onto the path of progress. It doesn't have to be monumental, it just has to be a step forward. Write one sentence of that book, send one email, make one phone call, have that 5-minute conversation. Share your commitment with us in the comments below. Tell us one small action you will take today. By declaring your intention publicly, you create accountability and increase your chances of following through. We're here to support you on this journey. Let's start building a community of action, a community of Stoic doers, committed to embodying this powerful principle. Now, let's move on to the second principle. Principle 2, embrace change. The only constant in life is change. From the shifting tides to the changing seasons, the universe is in a perpetual state of flux. We are all part of this dynamic flow, yet so often we resist it. We cling to the familiar, the comfortable, the predictable, as if we could somehow stop the relentless march of time. This resistance, this clinging to what is already gone or what we fear losing, is the source of much of our suffering. We fight against the inevitable, creating friction and turmoil within ourselves. We become rigid, brittle, unable to bend with the winds of change, and eventually we break. The Stoics understood this fundamental truth. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "All things take place by change." He recognized that change is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced, a fundamental aspect of the universe itself. Imagine a tree clinging stubbornly to its leaves in autumn. Those leaves, once vibrant and full of life, are now dry and brittle. By clinging to them, the tree weakens itself, making it more vulnerable to the harsh winter winds. But the tree that releases its leaves, that allows them to fall and return to the earth, prepares itself for new growth in the spring. We are like that tree. When we resist change, we cling to the old, the outdated, the no longer serving. We hold on to relationships that have run their course, jobs that stifle our souls, and beliefs that limit our growth. This resistance drains our energy, creates anxiety and stress, and prevents us from moving forward. But when we embrace change, we open ourselves to new possibilities, new opportunities, and new growth. We become like the river, flowing effortlessly around obstacles, adapting to the changing terrain, constantly moving forward towards the sea. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that comes our way. It means approaching change with a mindset of curiosity, asking ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? When life throws you a curveball, don't react with fear or resistance. Instead, pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, what is this change trying to teach me? What new opportunities might this present? Perhaps a job loss, though painful in the short term, opens the door to a career path that is more aligned with your passions and values. Maybe the ending of a relationship, while heartbreaking, creates space for a new, more fulfilling connection. Even seemingly negative changes can contain within them the seeds of growth and transformation. The key is to shift our perspective, to view change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. It's about cultivating a mindset of flexibility, adaptability, and resilience. It's about learning to dance with the rhythm of life, flowing with the current of change, rather than fighting against it. So the next time you face a change, big or small, remember the wisdom of the Stoics. Don't resist, don't fear. Embrace the change, ask what you can learn from it, and allow it to propel you forward on your journey of growth. What changes are you currently facing, and how can you embrace them as opportunities? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Principle 3, personal responsibility. In a world filled with distractions, excuses, and the temptation to blame external circumstances, it's easy to lose sight of a fundamental Stoic principle: personal responsibility. This isn't about self-blame or berating yourself for past mistakes. It's about recognizing that you are the author of your own story. You hold the pen, and you have the power to write the next chapter. Taking personal responsibility means acknowledging that you have agency, the capacity to choose your responses, your actions, and ultimately, your destiny. It's about owning your choices, both the triumphs and the failures, and understanding that your life is not solely determined by external forces. While we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, exemplified this principle in the most extreme circumstances imaginable. Imprisoned in Nazi concentration camps, stripped of everything, his family, his freedom, his dignity, Frankl discovered a profound truth. Even in the face of unimaginable suffering, he still had the power to choose his attitude. In his seminal work, Man's Search for Meaning, he wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." Frankl's experience demonstrates that even when we feel like victims of circumstance, we still retain the power of choice. We can choose to succumb to despair, or we can choose to find meaning, to find purpose, even in the darkest of times. This is the essence of personal responsibility, recognizing that our inner freedom, our ability to choose our response, is an unassailable power. Taking ownership doesn't mean denying the reality of external challenges or pretending that everything is within our control. It means recognizing the line between what we can influence and what we cannot, and focusing our energy on what we can change: our attitudes, our actions, and our choices. Where in your life are you giving away your power? Where are you blaming external circumstances instead of taking ownership of your choices? Are you blaming your lack of progress on a lack of resources, support, or opportunity? Or are you willing to take responsibility for your role in creating your current reality? Perhaps you're unhappy in your career, but you haven't taken any steps to explore other options. Maybe you're struggling in a relationship, but you're not communicating your needs or taking action to improve the connection. Taking personal responsibility means honestly assessing your situation, identifying areas where you can make changes, and taking action. It's about asking empowering questions. What can I do differently? What steps can I take to move forward? What resources do I have available to me? It's about focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on problems, and recognizing that even small actions can create significant shifts in your life. This principle is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about acknowledging that you are a work in progress and committing to continuous growth and self-improvement. So, take a moment to reflect. Where in your life can you take more ownership? What choices can you make today to move closer to the life you want to create? Share your insights in the comments below. Let's empower each other on this journey of personal responsibility. Principle 4. Learn from mentorship. We live in a world that often celebrates self-reliance and independence. While these qualities are important, they shouldn't overshadow the immense value of learning from others, especially those who have already walked the path we aspire to travel. Mentorship, the guidance and wisdom imparted from someone with greater experience and knowledge, is a powerful accelerator on the journey of personal growth. Finding those who inspire you, whose lives and accomplishments resonate with your own aspirations, is a crucial step in this process. These mentors can be found in various forms: teachers, coaches, family members, friends, colleagues, or even historical figures whose writings and teachings offer timeless wisdom. The key is to identify individuals who embody the qualities you admire and strive to cultivate in yourself. Mentorship isn't about blind following or mimicking someone else's life. It's about absorbing valuable lessons, gaining insights from their experiences, and applying those learnings to your own unique circumstances. A good mentor doesn't provide all the answers. They guide you to find your own, helping you navigate the challenges and complexities of your own path. Think about Socrates and Plato, Aristotle and Alexander the Great, or even modern-day examples like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. These mentor-mentee relationships weren't about creating carbon copies. They were about fostering growth, inspiring excellence, and empowering individuals to reach their full potential. What can you learn from those who have gone before you? What wisdom can you glean from their triumphs and their failures? A mentor can provide invaluable perspective, helping you see your own blind spots, challenge your limiting beliefs, and push you beyond your comfort zone. They can offer encouragement and support when you falter, and celebrate your successes along the way. Mentorship can take many forms. It can be a formal relationship with regular meetings and structured guidance, or it can be more informal, gleaning wisdom from books, podcasts, interviews, or observing the lives of those you admire. The key is to be open to learning, to actively seek out sources of wisdom, and to cultivate a mindset of receptivity. It's important to remember that learning from a mentor is not a passive process. It requires active listening, thoughtful reflection, and a willingness to apply the lessons learned. It's about asking insightful questions, seeking clarification, and engaging in a dialogue that deepens your understanding. Think about your own life. Who are your mentors, formal or informal? What valuable lessons have you learned from them? Perhaps a teacher instilled in you a love of learning, a coach pushed you to achieve athletic excellence, or a parent taught you the importance of resilience. Principle 5. Purposeful Action. In our fast-paced, hyper-productive world, we're often glorifying busyness. We wear our long hours and overflowing to-do lists as badges of honor, confusing activity with achievement. But the Stoics offer a different perspective. It's not about how much you do, but why you do it. Don't just work hard, work with purpose. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, cautioned against aimless toil, comparing it to a dog chasing its tail, expending a great deal of energy, but ultimately going nowhere. He emphasized the importance of aligning our actions with a clear purpose, ensuring that every task, every decision contributes to a larger goal. Think about your own day. How much of your time and energy is spent on activities that truly matter, that align with your values and long-term goals? How much is wasted on busy work, distractions, and tasks that ultimately contribute little to your overall well-being or sense of purpose? Purposeful action is not about laziness or avoiding work. It's about being intentional, about focusing your energy on what truly matters. It's about discerning the essential from the non-essential and prioritizing tasks that move you closer to your goals. Before embarking on any task, ask yourself the crucial question: is this necessary? This simple yet powerful question can help you cut through the clutter, eliminate distractions, and focus your energy on activities that truly contribute to your overall objectives. Imagine an archer aiming at a target. Without a clear target in sight, their arrows will fly aimlessly, unlikely to hit their mark. But with a focused aim, each arrow is directed with precision and intent, increasing the chances of success. Your purpose is your target, and purposeful action is the arrow that propels you towards it. Purposeful action requires clarity. It requires understanding your values, identifying your long-term goals, and aligning your daily actions with those aspirations. It's about creating a roadmap for your life, a clear direction that guides your decisions and actions. This doesn't mean that every moment of your day needs to be rigidly structured or solely focused on achieving a specific outcome. It simply means being mindful of how you spend your time and energy, ensuring that your actions, even the small ones, contribute to a larger sense of purpose. It's about finding meaning in the everyday, connecting your daily tasks to your overall goals. Perhaps your goal is to write a book. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by the enormity of the task, break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. Write 1 page a day, 1 chapter a week. Each small act of writing, though seemingly insignificant in isolation, contributes to the larger purpose of completing the book. So take a moment to reflect on your own actions. Are you working hard, or are you working with purpose? Are your daily activities aligned with your values and long-term goals? What can you do to eliminate distractions, prioritize essential tasks, and focus your energy on what truly matters? Share your thoughts and commitments in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to live with greater intention and purpose. Principle 6. Commit to self-improvement. Stoicism emphasizes the ongoing journey of becoming the best version of yourself. It's not about reaching a destination or achieving some ultimate state of perfection. It's about continuous growth, striving to be better today than you were yesterday, and better tomorrow than you are today. This principle is rooted in the belief that we all possess the potential for growth and that life is a continuous process of learning, adapting, and evolving. Benjamin Franklin, one of America's founding fathers, embodied this principle through his famous 13 virtues. He identified qualities like temperance, silence, order, resolution, frugality, industry, sincerity, justice, moderation, cleanliness, tranquility, chastity, and humility, and dedicated himself to cultivating these virtues in his own life. He created a daily tracking system, focusing on one virtue each week and meticulously noting his progress and shortcomings. Franklin's approach highlights the power of small, consistent improvements. He didn't attempt to transform himself overnight. He focused on making incremental progress, one virtue at a time, one day at a time. This approach is far more sustainable and effective than grand sweeping resolutions that often fizzle out quickly. Think about a bamboo tree. For the first 5 years, it appears to be doing nothing, barely growing above the ground. But beneath the surface, its roots are spreading deep and wide, establishing a strong foundation. Then, in the 6th year, it shoots up dramatically, growing up to 90 feet tall in just a few months. Self-improvement is often like that bamboo tree. The small, consistent efforts we make, the daily practices we cultivate, may seem insignificant in the moment, but over time, these efforts accumulate, creating a powerful foundation for growth and transformation. What is one small step you can take towards self-improvement today? It doesn't have to be a dramatic overhaul of your entire life. It could be as simple as reading a few pages of a book, practicing a new skill for 15 minutes, meditating for 5 minutes, or writing in a journal for 10 minutes. The key is to choose something that resonates with you, something that aligns with your values and goals, and to commit to doing it consistently. Perhaps you want to improve your communication skills. Start by actively listening to others, paying attention to their body language and verbal cues. Practice expressing yourself clearly and concisely, both in writing and in conversation. Maybe you want to cultivate more gratitude. Start a gratitude journal, noting down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Take a moment each morning to appreciate the simple gifts in your life, like a warm cup of coffee, a sunny day, or a supportive friend. The possibilities are endless. The key is to start small, be consistent, and focus on making incremental progress. Remember, it's not about achieving perfection, it's about striving for continuous growth. So what small step will you take today? Share your commitment in the comments below. Let's create a community of self-improvers, supporting and encouraging each other on this journey of continuous growth. What will you do today to be a little bit better than you were yesterday? Principle 7. Focus on contribution. In a society often driven by individual achievement and self-interest, it's easy to lose sight of a fundamental human need: connection. The Stoics recognize that true fulfillment comes not from what we accumulate for ourselves, but from what we contribute to others, to our community, to the world around us. Seneca, the Roman statesman and philosopher, eloquently captured this principle when he wrote, "You must live for your neighbor if you would live for yourself." This isn't about self-sacrifice or neglecting your own needs. It's about recognizing that our well-being is inextricably linked to the well-being of others. By contributing to something larger than ourselves, we find meaning, purpose, and a deeper sense of connection. Think about the times you felt most alive, most fulfilled. Were those moments centered around personal gain, or were they connected to acts of service, kindness, or contribution? Perhaps it was volunteering at a local charity, helping a friend in need, or simply offering a kind word to a stranger. These acts, however small, create ripples of positive impact, not only on the recipients of our generosity, but also on ourselves. Contributing to something bigger than yourself doesn't require grand gestures or heroic acts. It can be as simple as offering a helping hand to a neighbor, donating to a cause you believe in, or simply listening with empathy to a friend who needs support. It's about looking beyond your own immediate needs and recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. Imagine a community garden. Each individual plant contributes to the overall beauty and abundance of the garden. Some plants provide shade, others attract pollinators, and still others bear fruit. Each plant plays a unique role, contributing to the health and vitality of the entire ecosystem. We are like those plants. We each have unique gifts and talents to offer, and by sharing those gifts with others, we contribute to the flourishing of our communities and the world around us. How can you contribute to your community, however small? What unique talents and skills can you share with others? Perhaps you're a skilled writer. You could offer to edit resumes for job seekers or write letters for those who are unable to do so themselves. Maybe you're a good listener. You could volunteer at a crisis hotline or simply offer a compassionate ear to a friend in need. The possibilities are endless. The key is to identify your strengths, your passions, and the needs of your community, and find ways to connect the two. It's about asking yourself, how can I use my gifts to make a positive difference in the world? So, take a moment to reflect on your own contributions. How are you giving back to your community? What small acts of kindness or service can you perform today? Share your ideas and commitments in the comments below. Let's inspire each other to live with greater generosity and purpose, recognizing that true fulfillment comes from contributing to something larger than ourselves. What will you contribute today? As we conclude our exploration of these 7 Stoic principles, remember this: Stoicism isn't just a dusty philosophy confined to ancient texts. It's a living, breathing framework for navigating the complexities of modern life. It's a roadmap to a transformed life, a life of greater resilience, purpose, and inner peace. These principles, forged in the crucible of human experience, offer timeless wisdom for overcoming challenges, finding meaning, and living with greater clarity and intention. The 7 principles we've explored: action over intention, embracing change, personal responsibility, learning from mentorship, purposeful action, committing to self-improvement, and focusing on contribution, are not just abstract ideas. They are practical tools you can start applying today. They are not a magic bullet or a quick fix, but a path, a journey of continuous growth and self-discovery. Begin by choosing one principle that resonates with you, one that you feel will make the biggest impact on your life right now. Focus on integrating that principle into your daily routine, your thoughts, and your actions. As you become more comfortable with that principle, gradually incorporate the others. Stoicism is not about achieving perfection. It's about striving for progress, about making small, consistent improvements each day. It's about cultivating a mindset of resilience, adaptability, and wisdom, enabling you to navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life with greater equanimity and grace. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Stoic philosophy. We hope these principles inspire you to live a more meaningful, purposeful, and fulfilling life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more Stoic wisdom, and share these principles with someone who might benefit from them. Let's build a community of Stoic learners, supporting each other on our individual journeys of growth and transformation. What principle will you focus on today? Let us know in the comments below.